following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Game Slayer 3979 and it is time for Pony Champion 2! My friends, I have been psyched out of my mind for the sequel. The first one, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely super stoked for what this one has in store for us here.
Alright, so let's talk about two things we can do to get our voiceovers to sound better. First of all, I'm going to focus on what you can do with your microphone to take full advantage of your microphone itself. And second of all, we're going to dive into some free audio editing software and do a couple of touch-ups with some effects. But what I am doing is I'm speaking closely to the microphone, which, notice the difference. If I'm sitting way back here and I'm recording my voiceover, it just sounds so distant, obviously because I'm distant from the microphone, but it makes a huge difference to just get closer to your microphone. Now if you're going to be this close, you're going to want a pop filter. You can either make one yourself, which I have done in this video. You can click the link and learn how to make a pop filter, or you can put some socks over your microphone. Now this is going to help a lot of the really loud P sounds that my voice makes when I get close to the microphone, like that. So put a couple of socks on there. This is not necessarily going to solve the problem, but if you don't have any other options, socks work great. Another thing you're going to want to do is, if your microphone happens to be on a table, is get like a shirt or a towel or something and put your microphone on top of the shirt or towel. And what this will do is help absorb any bumps that you do to the table. Notice like when I bump the table right now, and when I take that away, so it helps absorb a ton of the sounds coming from my table. Okay, so now let's go over one simple effect that you can use to enhance the way your voice sounds in your audio editing software. I'm using a program called Audacity. It's free, so if you don't know which software to use, or whatever, you can download this one. I've included a link in the description below. You can use it on PC and Mac. The effect that we're going to be using is called Equalization, or EQ, and it's going to allow us to just tamper with some of the frequencies of my voiceover to get rid of some unwanted noises that we have in there. So first, let's see what we're up against. Let's listen to this voiceover that I have right here, and then talk about some ways that we can make it sound better.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
Let's hear that one more time.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like. Okay,
so it sounds, in a couple of ways, it sounds pretty good. You can tell that I'm close to the mic, and I used this exact setup here. So I've got this lovely two socks on here, and it's sitting on top of this towel. But there's a couple of key things that are wrong with the way that this sounds. Number one, it's very boomy. You probably noticed there's a really low frequency in there that's just kind of overpowering everything else. It's like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, listen again.
The following is a prime example of every...
No, we don't want that in there at all. And so equalization, this effect that we're going to use, is going to allow us to shave off those low frequencies. Also, there are some frequencies that kind of make it sound like nasally, almost like it's coming out of a telephone, which we're going to get rid of some of those. And also, we just want to add some higher frequencies to add to the clarity of my voice, to make it sound a little bit more breathy and not as muffled. And this can all be done using this effect called equalization. So let's highlight our track so that it knows which track we're going to be applying this effect to. And go to equalization. So how do you do it? Well, with Audacity, it's as simple as clicking and dragging these little buttons down here to reduce frequencies. So just to explain how I'm doing this, let's go to like 200 hertz. When I drag this down, you'll notice that this dips. It used to be here, which is at 0 decibels, and now it's at like -10 decibels. What does that mean? It means that this frequency, 200 hertz, is now about 10 decibels quieter than it used to be. Well, that's great. That's what we want. We want to make these low frequencies, these boomy sound frequencies, we want to make them quieter. So that's what we're going to do, is everything basically below 200 hertz, we're just going to pretty much get rid of. We've dropped that, 20 decibels, made it a lot quieter than it was before. So let's just see what that sounds like now. The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like. Now here's what it sounded like before.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
See how it totally cut out that boominess? In fact, it cut out a little bit too much. It made the voice sound kind of thin, which we don't want. So that was a little bit too much. So maybe we don't want to cut it at 200. We want to cut it around here.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
Okay, that's a lot better than...
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
Yeah, we still want some bass sound in there. We want it to, sound like a voice. But we don't want to make it too thin. Okay, so on to the next part, the kind of telephony sound that happens around here, 1000 hertz. So I'm just gonna be kind of generic here on this one, and let's just kind of pick this spot.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
That sounds pretty good, honestly. And with this one, you want to be cautious. You don't want to do too much, because if you do too much, it's going to make your voice sound really hollow, which we do not want to do. And finally, up here, around 8,000 or 10,000 hertz, we're going to just boost it about 3 or so decibels.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
So that adds just a little bit more clarity. It makes my voice sound a little less muffled. And yeah, that's about it. Let's say okay. And let's hear the original and then our new one. So here's the original.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
One more time.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
Now here's our new one.
The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like. The following is a prime example of everything your voiceovers should not sound like.
So much better. It's so simple to do. You just use EQ. That rhymed, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about how to get better sounding voiceovers, you can check out this video here, where I talk about how to remove background noise from your recordings. Also, again, here is a video about how to make your own pop filter. And if you'd like to check out how I did an experiment with the socks as a pop filter, you can check that video out as well. And that's it. Bye.
Oh. Yes! Yes! Yeah. My friends, this has been the best walkthrough. I am speechless. 10 out of 10. Pony Champion 2. If you make it to level 96 and you get the little carburetor that goes in the... Oh my gosh. This game